Hello there, friends. It's Kelly Pullum, also known as Crafting Granny. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! In Canada, and if you are a regular here, you'll recognize that I am not in my usual spot. I've decided to move the craft room up to our dining room and give up the craft room for my husband to have an office, and the dining room is now my space. So there'll be some posts happening in the future to share a little bit about the arrangement in the dining room and how things go. Anyway, I am not quite ready to share yet because there's a lot of things that are just stuffed and not actually placed where I want them. But anyway, eventually that will happen. And it is a little roomier here. There's a nice big table behind me, which I can use for classes and for all my crafty friends when we get together. So that's awesome. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for joining me. So, yeah, a couple events that are coming up. February 20th, I'm at the Parkside Center and teaching an all occasions card class. Hi, Catherine. So glad that you're here. And then on February 24th, I'm at the Sudbury Farmers Market and I'm selling cards there and also just sharing some information about upcoming events, upcoming classes, and so on. And I even have a few retired products that I'm going to be selling there as well. So hopefully you'll be able to come by and see me there. I'm at the Sudbury Farmers Market every fourth Saturday, so if you know you've got events coming up, it's a great way to pop in and join me and get your cards. I've been told I'm selling them too cheaply, so hey, get a lovely, beautiful card for less money than you would spend if you went to Hallmark. What's wrong with that? Okay, I'm going to switch us over now so that you can see the desktop. So this is going to be pulled back and you may see it actually in front of the camera a little bit. Yeah, there it goes. All right, so now you've got the desktop in front of you. So the card that I'm going to make tonight is super cute. I am using the Cutest Cows stamp set. I'm also using, I didn't mention in the little blurb. Oh no, Jeanette, it's oh dear, internet's not cooperating. You might have to watch the replay after all again. I'm also using the Stylish Shapes dies, and I am using the Inked Botanicals Designer Series paper. So this is a 6x6 patterned paper, and there's a lot of Lost Lagoon and that sort of thing in here. Some Calypso Coral, crushed curry. So beautiful, beautiful patterned papers. And but it is with very vanilla usually, so that's a little different. Well, Jeanette, the replay, I'll say hi now and watch for comments later. Take care. Okay. So the Cutest Cows stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set. So I am going to use, oh, I've lost it. Where did I put my foam mat? Oh dear, oh dear. I think I put it away. I might not be using my foam mat. Usually I do, but I might not be because it's not here. However, I am going to get started with my project here. So I'm going to stamp something for the inside here. I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this from the Stylish Shapes dies. And I'm going to stamp a cow on here. Now, I'm using this little piece, which I punched so that I can line up my stamps, and then when I slide this piece of paper into the punch, it's perfectly aligned. And so that's just a little stamping tip for you. So I'm going to use, I got to make sure I get the cow with the tail going the right way. So this is the cow, that I need. There. And then I'm going to get this little head, and I'm just positioning those using the punched shapes so that I can get those exactly where I want them for punching afterwards. Then I'm going to pick these up both at the same time. Now I can remove this and stamp directly onto my white cardstock here. So I'm using Memento ink. And I'm going to just stamp directly on here. And I'm going to give a little pressure since I forgot my foam mat and I want to get a good clear. I could have brought my mouse pad over and put it underneath, couldn't I? There we are. Set that aside. Maybe I will pull that mouse pad in. Why not? Since it's right here. Get my Stampin' Up! Mouse pad under here. Okay. Now I'm going to get, oh, I'm missing a piece of white that I thought I had cut out too. Okay, Sarah. That's all right. That's all shall be well. I'll have to grab a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to stamp on here the cow that is lying down is going to go on the inside of the card here. And I'm going to use this different head for inside. And on the front, I'm going to put, It's Your Special Day, is going to go on this little piece here. So let me get, I'm going to clean this off. We're going to ink up this laying down cow, and it is going down here. There. I'll clean that off. And I'm going to get the head. Oopsie. A little bit of ink where I don't want it. There we go. So the head just sits right on the body here. And there we go. That is so cute. Okay. Now, I'm going to pull in the lemon lime ink. Actually, I should have just done that one next, but that's okay. I'm going to pull in the lemon lime ink, and there's some grass here, which I'm going to put on there. And that's just going down in the corner. And then I'm going to get the little flower. That is going to be done with the Memento as well. Don't want to rock because I got ink where I don't want it again. So that is done. Now, I need this guy on here. And I need to cut one more white circle, which I forgot. So I'm going to grab some cardstock. There we go. So I'm just going to pull in a piece of basic white cardstock and my stylish shapes dies here. Lots of stamping on this card. Some nights I have hardly any stamping. Tonight I'm going all out with the stamping. So I got my big boss here tonight. Here we go. All set. And I need my stylish shapes dies, which are right here. And I'm going to just run this through. Alrighty. Got a little smudge on there. I don't know how I do that. I think it might have come from my plate. Time to wash my plate. Okay. So we'll set that out of the way for the moment, and we'll get on with the rest of this. So let's see if I can erase that off of there with my little eraser. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to get the large flowers here. Not large flowers, just there's 3 of them. And the grass is going to come back again. That off, put this one on. I'm going to stamp with Memento again. I do love this little sunflower image from the Cutest Cows bundle. It is adorable. Oh, where'd my mouse pad go? Here we are. There. Beautiful. Okay. Now that's it for the, oh, I did not it for the stamping. I got to do the grass yet. One more thing. Let me get this over here. And I'm bringing it up a little bit on the stems of the flowers because part of this is going to be hidden on my card. So I want the grass to come up fairly high there. You'll have to tell me if you can hear things. The dog's walking around in the background here and so on. So I don't know how much the camera picks up or the microphone. You'll have to let me know if you're hearing those things or not. Okay, so now we're going to get to the fun part of this card. I have first of all a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5.5, and that is my basic card base. Then I have some designer series paper that is 4 by 5 1/4, and that is going on the front of this card. And there is a right order to do things here, as I discovered this afternoon and this morning, because I kept trying to do things in the wrong order and ending up having to undo them and do them over. So watch and learn, folks. So here we go. So this piece is going on. And now to make the box card, we have this piece of cardstock. Now I've pre-scored this. Okay, Nancy, that's good. So it's not too bad. The noise isn't too bad. So this piece of cardstock is scored at 3/8, 7/8, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, then at 5 7/8, 6 3/8, 6 7/8, 7 3/8, and it's cut at 7 3/4. Wow, I remembered that, pulled it all out of my head. How about that? That is impressive. Okay, so now we're going to just put this cardstock on the front of, or sorry, this designer series paper on the front of the card. This is 3 3/4 by 4. I'm just going to apply some glue around the outside edge here because the inside is going to be cut away, so I don't necessarily need to glue all that down. And this is going to be positioned in the center of the largest section here. So it has an 1/8 of an inch border around. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in, this is the largest of the Stylish Shapes circles, and it's going to go on here. I want it to be centered left and right, and I'm going to have it up a little higher as opposed to down. I don't want it in the middle. I want it a little higher than the middle. Okay, so I'm going to get that in position, and I'm looking for my washi tape. Here's some. Okay, so I'm going to just tape this down, and I want it to stay in place because it is important that it's in the right position here. If I could get this off, maybe I cannot. Isn't that funny? This one just does not want to peel off nicely for me. I need to take a deep breath and slow down. It's just coming off all in little strips. Sometimes I can get it and it comes right off nicely. And tonight it's just giving me the gears. So I'm going to just get it to a good spot and then cut it. There. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to apply this to my skin to take off some of the stickiness because I don't want it to stick too much to my paper and then tear. So we're going to position this centered left to right, but a little closer to the top. And there we go. So now we need our big boss again. I don't need this mouse pad underneath there now. So this is going on, and we're going to die cut that through both layers. Okay. Now it is important that you die cut the circle at this stage of the card. Okay. I did try an alternate strategy earlier today and it was not good. I tried folding because these are going to create a little box back here which creates the window box look. So this is going to come back here like so. And I tried doing this ahead and then just squashing it flat when I cut my circle. The problem I had was it left an impression. So where this fold ended left an impression on the designer series paper out here. So it left a little bulge there and you don't want that. So you need to cut first. And then that turns out beautifully. And then we can now fold. On all those score lines. Okay, now the next thing that you need to do before you go any further is you need to add some window sheet to the inside of your card. So this is what's going to create the window. Now I confess that I was short of window sheet. And so what I'm actually using here is a piece from one of my stamp sets. So when you get a stamp set like this, it comes with a piece of acetate and the stamps are on the acetate. I took my acetate and cut it to use in this card. Now you do have to clean it a little and it does have some marks on it. So it's not 100% perfect. Having said that, it works pretty well. And so, you know, if you're frugal, do it. Or if you're like me and you forgot to place that window sheet in your order, it works in a pinch. That's what happened. I actually went back today and looked because I was sure I had ordered window sheet. And I went back and looked, and lo and behold, there was no window sheet on my order, which explains why it didn't come. Oh, now I've got sticky on that. That's not good. Try to get that off of there. Got a little glue on there where I don't want it. Oh, come on, Kelly. Well, hopefully that's going to get covered up. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to tape it to the inside of my little box here. Okay. So I cut the window sheet. It is, I don't remember exactly. What did I cut it at? I've got a few little bits of black cardstock there. I think it was 3 3/4. It's about 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I can't recall precisely, but the bottom line is you want it to fit inside this little panel, and then you're going to just tape that down there so that it stays in place and the tape does not show on the front. Okay, now I'm ready to glue my panels down. So you're going to apply the adhesive to the 3/8 strips here. Then I take 2 of these, so it's a 1/2 inch and a 3/8, and I'm going to fold it over flat and give that some pressure. Okay. And then you get your little box like so. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm applying glue here. I'm going to pinch 2 of these 2 sections down and press. Okay. And then you've got, oops, that did not stick yet. Get back down there. Get down there. Okay. Now here's another little tip for you. I thought, wouldn't it be neat to use the new Everyday Details dies to do this card? Well, guess what I discovered? The big circle is too big for the box, and the small circle, oh, I got that in the wrong direction again. Ratsy patsy. Oh no, I didn't. It goes this way? No, it goes this way. I did it wrong. Okay. So I'm going to have a little, I don't know if you can see, there's a little thing that shows here from my imperfect window sheet. It's not showing on the camera anyway. All right. So before I go any further, I'm going to bring in this stamped image because this is going to go inside here and this is going over top. So before I put that down, I have to do my coloring and put this down, okay? So I'm using Daffodil Delight and I'm using Lemon Lime for my coloring. And I'm going to show you, these look really nice, these little sunflowers colored. So I started off with a layer of the Daffodil Delight. Now this end isn't working, so I'm using the bullet tip. And I just colored the whole thing with the light. Then I came in with the dark, and again, my bullet tip is worn out. So I'm just going to come in, or my other end is worn out, my brush tip is worn out. I'm just going to come in and add a little depth there and a little depth in the center. Then just go over with the light in the center again, and there we go. Do the same thing with these, only on these you've got the little mark to show you where to do the dark inside. So I'm going first with light. Over the whole thing. And a little bit of dark just to add some depth and some, I don't know, variation in the color. A little bit of dark in the center. And then I went over it with the light to blend a little bit. And I think they just look so stinking cute. Nancy, how is the focus on your view? Is the focus okay? I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my coloring because I want to get this done so I can show you the rest of the card and how to put it together. Is it any better? Now I tapped it to try to make it better. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to try a different position for my Archon stand to lower it. Sometimes you want it up higher because it's in the way when you use the big shot. But if you put it up too high, sometimes it doesn't like to focus on grid paper for some reason. Okay. So there we go. There are the sunflowers. And now I'm going to do the leaves. And basically I'm doing the same strategy. I'm going to go in with the light. Now with the dark line in the center of these, I could just leave it at that, but I think I will try just a touch of the lemon lime dark, just to give it a little bit of variation. So it doesn't look quite so one-dimensional there. There we go. And a little bit more here. There we are. Okay, now to put this where you want it on the card is a little tricky. So this is what I did. I kind of looked at it and I said, okay, what do I need to do here? This one I want to just, this one did not get on here straight for some reason. What have I got going? Does not want to fold flat. I'm going to have to use my bone folder to help it. There we go. Okay, so to get this in the right position on your circle, first of all, what I did was I found the center of my designer series paper, and I took a little pencil and I marked it. That pencil's not going to do me much good, is it? Here we are. Get an eraser too while I'm at it. So we're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure here to the center. So this is 5 1/4 long. Okay. So here's 2 1/2, and let me think. 2 1/2, and then 1/8 is the center. So I'm going to just put a little mark there. Okay. And then I'm going to measure down from the top here on the designer series paper. But what I want to do, I want to figure out how far down does this little circle need to go. So I'm going to put the circle in there and center it just kind of by eyeball. And I'm going to see that circle needs to be about 1/2 inch down from the top of my designer series paper. So it needs to be about 1/2 inch down. So I'm going to measure here 1/2 inch down, and I'm going to put a little mark just below there. So now my circle is going to cover up just that little bit, and I want it to be pretty much centered either way. So again, I can take a little look here. I've got 1 3/8, a little bit more than 1 3/8, so I can shift it a little bit that way. So I'm just kind of getting it in position there. Then I can glue this down. Okay. Now I do see my pencil marks, so I'm just going to erase and get rid of those. But I can be pretty sure when I put this over the top, if I put it right side up, it will fit pretty well. Okay, so now I'm going to put some glue onto, it still looks like it could be a bit higher. And I did not use, do you know what? It's not moving because I should have used this. And then I could shift it a little bit better, but I didn't, so I can't. So that's life. So now we're going to just put this along here. Okay. So now this is going over top. And I want to make sure that my sides get tucked in enough here. So I'm just gonna measure there. Now, of course, I'm being pretty fussy about this. You don't have to be exactly as fussy as I am. What you do want to do, though, is make sure that it's level with the top and the bottom there. But once you've got that, now this can fold down to male. Now, I did not get this side perfect, so it's really fighting me in laying down. But I think if I keep burnishing it, it will be okay. There we go. So that's how you can close it. Now I'm not done yet. I've got this little guy who's going on the inside, and I've got my black marker to color him in. This is the basic black dark. I'm actually going to use the bullet tip. It does seem a little bit better on this one as well. The bullet tips are just sturdier. They survive better. So I'm just going to color in my, I guess this is a Holstein cow with the black and white. Color in the little hooves. There we go, and I'm just going to color in part of the tail. So there is that. And then I'm going to color in on here as well. This little guy all done. Have you seen the advertisements on Facebook where they've showing people cuddling cows? That apparently it's a thing that people feel better after cuddling cows. Have you heard such a thing? I've never cuddled a cow, so I can't say that it's not a good thing. But I imagine, I don't know. I mean, they're not furry like a dog. Anyway, okay, so there we go. Now I need my punch, which I lost. Where would you be if you were the cow punch? I was sure I got it out. Well, I got it out and I put it away again. Here we go. So because I lined this up before I did my stamping, it's in a perfect position to punch. So that is a good thing. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here so that I can put this together. And I'm going to put some glue on here. And put this together. Now, the neat thing about this type of card is because it is like a shadow box, it doesn't matter if adhesive shows through this window because you don't see through that on the card. So I really like that about this type of fun fold. because I think I might like dimensionals on here even. Although when you're going to put this in the mail, maybe dimensionals aren't a good idea. So maybe I won't use dimensionals. But I am going to glue these on the front. So this is going on here. I think it would be nice with dimensionals, but it depends on how big your budget is for mailing. There we go. So we'll put that on there. And then this is going over top. Okay, and the last but not least part is inside. That's another thing I really like about this stamp set, that it's wonderful for stamping scenes inside the card as well, with the flowers, and there's the chickens and the rooster, all kinds of things on this stamp set that you could use to put inside the card as well. So lots of sentiments too. Oh, do you know what? I forgot to put inside. It's going to have milk it for all it's worth, because it's your special day, right? So I'm going to live dangerously, and I'm going to stamp after I've already glued it inside, which I tell everyone not to do. Thank you, Nancy. It is an adorable card. Definitely. And I admit, I fell in love with these cows when I saw them in the catalog right off the bat. I just loved these cows. So since I'm living dangerously, I'm going to try to follow all the rules. I'm going to use the stamp mat. And there we go. So, it's your special day. Milk it for all it's worth. And this will fold flat to go inside your envelope for mailing. So, yeah, just beautiful. Hope you like the card. And if you decide to try one of these window box cards, send me a message with a picture. I'd love to see it. And I hope you love the Cutest Cows bundle as much as I do. And I'll see you here next Tuesday again for live. I also have a cute card for Saturday's Simple Stamping Saturday coming up too that you won't want to miss. So, okay. Well, take care, friends, and I will see you again later. All right. Bye now. Happy stamping.